The October 15th, 2024 meeting of the Manchester Planning and Zoning Commission will now come to order. First item on the agenda will be the review and approval of the May 21st minutes. Been a while. And then also the September 24th minutes, but let's start with the May minutes.
I make motion to approve the May 21st meetings.
We have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The next one is review and approval of the September 17th, 2024 minutes. Please take a moment to review those and see if you have any concerns or corrections that need to be made.
I like these at home. I'd like to request approval of these.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the September 17th minutes. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. All those signify, for approval, all those signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is zoning administrator's report. Good evening, Michelle.
Good evening. Before I get started, I want to say that we have Alex Perricone, our town administrator, has resigned, and so we are in the process now of looking for his replacement. Steve Miller has come back for like half-time, just trying to take care of some of the larger projects for us, and I hope that we find somebody soon. And now to the Maverick. All the Maverick materials have been completed, so they will probably be starting with grading soon up on site, and we should see some movement up there. Equine, as we said, would be on this agenda, ended up that they'll be on the November agenda, hopefully. They're still reviewing their stormwater and now think they're going to do their stormwater off-site with the stormwater on-site management pond at the same time to try to be able to calculate exactly what is going down through Gary Lamont's. And then, since we don't have a town, I took Steve's report, so I could just copy a couple of things. The ENR project, we heard this week that it is approaching 30% design completion, and Rodney and Delbert and Caleb went up today to meet with them to go over those plans. I didn't talk to them today. We'll hear about that tomorrow. The PFAS projects, GMB had completed a preliminary engineering report for the proposal of treatment of the wells by the PFAS. And that's gone out for bids. Went to one company. The second one didn't have the time to even bid on it, so we haven't been announcing anything about it due to, we've asked for money from the Maryland Water Infrastructure grants, and we're waiting to see how much of that we get. And that we asked for $6,532,000. The Antietam broadband that you've seen going all through town is about 20% complete in town, and they next will be going to the overheads down Park Avenue and Main Street, and we'll be launching a soft launch mid-November with the ones that they do have hooked up to the hub, which will be hooked up on the 4th. Manchester East Stormwater Facility, that's the one north of the wastewater treatment plant, in conjunction with the county to pick up everything from York Street, Locust, Grafton. And I believe they're trying to catch some of it on the other side of Main Street that flows from back behind the High Street Old Church. Do you know what I'm talking about? The High Street, it used to be a church, now it's apartments, but behind there's a lot of drainage that goes down through.
I know what you're talking
So they're working on picking all that up. So that is the town report.
Thank you, Michelle. Chris, anything from the council?
Normal council business. We did introduce some of our new student reps that are going to be at our council meetings going forward.
Okay.
And we did have an Eagle Scout that asked for approval of a project at Charlotte's Quest, which we approved, but that was really it. So.
Okay, thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Chris. Andrew? I'm jumping ahead of myself here. How are you this evening, Andrew?
I'm well, Mr. Chair, and you?
We're well, thank you.
Just a couple updates for the county report for water and sewer. We're going to go through your fall amendment today. And just to let everyone know that the spring amendment is due February 1st of 2025. For the master plan, the Carroll County will soon launch the webpage for the our upcoming comprehensive master plan update for the county. Also, for the housing study, Mosaic will soon, who is the county consultant for the housing study, will soon be delivering the final study for the county to review. From what I can remember, no new updates, big updates with the text amendments that are coming through the county, like the DRRAs and different things like that. But I will keep everyone updated and continue to keep everyone updated with the biggest project on our radar right now is the county master plan update. And that is all I have.
Any questions for Andrew from the board?
It looks good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the final item on the agenda is the approval or certification of the 2024 water and sewer amendments. Michelle sent those to everybody earlier today. There's a summary at the beginning and then actually the details through the remainder of the document. It appears that we've had some things that were pulled out of,
Andrew is going to go through it
Okay.
briefly to let you know, but we had a lot of map cleaning up to do.
yeah, I noticed that in reviewing the document today.
Yeah, and so now we think we've got our numbers where they should be.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. One of the items to the staff reports, I guess for a while I've been seeing these, and I just wanted to update the staff reports, the format, just to make it a little bit easier to understand. One thing with reading some information on American Planning Association's website about staff reports, could everyone get what they needed to on the front page? So if you needed to do a quick look. So I wanted to structure the staff report so it was a little bit easier to understand. But with going through this report, to start out this process, it was all about collaboration with the town and the county. So met with county staff, including myself. We met with town staff a couple times over the summer to get a better idea of what was on the ground and what was amiss in the master plan. One of the things the state law mentions is about having you all, as the Planning Commission, with every master plan amendment, certify consistency with the town master plan. And then when the County Planning and Zoning Commission reviews, they will be certifying consistency with the county master plan. But for today, you, as a Planning Commission, are going to be reviewing the town master plan. And speaking with Michelle on the phone, I pulled out some information that I thought was pertinent to water and sewer master planning in Manchester from your master plan. And I won't read through all of them because they're in the report. But for instance, bless you, Vision 4, natural resources in sensitive areas. Goal number 1 talks about clean water, air, and land. And this information is on
Page 4.
Yep, page 4 of the staff report. Also Vision 5, land use element, about population cap. Vision 6, water resource element, goal 1, mapping, and goal 5, water resources protection. This next slide, this is what I'm going to come to the Carroll County Planning and Zoning Commission with, which is Chapter 3, Vision Statement and Goals, and the same, but 2 different goals from the master plan. One of the things I just want to explain to everyone and everybody in the audience and everyone who may be watching is how do we calculate change? So for instance, with residential gallons per day, we take 250 gallons per day times the number of units. For commercial, it's 700 gallons a day times the usable acres of non-residential buildable land inventory. And with industrial, it's 800 gallons. And one of the URL amendments with buildable land, as you'll see, we got to 5 units, and there's nothing currently on the property, but it was estimated with 5 buildable units times 250, 1,250. And also calculating changes to demand. So when everyone sees the water and sewer master plan, that table 32, which is sewer, and table 15, which is water, and I broke that out in the staff report, and that is on page 8 and 9. But just so everybody can wrap your head around how this is calculated. So existing and final planning is included in the priority numbers, and priority numbers are included in future. So if you have, let's say, 1 million gallons of water in future, and you have 900,000 gallons in existing final planning, it doesn't mean you have 1,900,000 gallons. It just means you have 900,000. You have 1 million total, but 900,000 of those would be in existing final planning. Manchester doesn't have that much currently, but just wanted round numbers for easy explanation. So the first amendment. So this property, this is Main Street, Beaver Street, New Street. I believe right here, Vince's Seafood and the church. Yep. So just like I mentioned before about the calculations, that buildable land inventory. This property right here, so well, not to jump ahead of myself, but from reviewing with county GIS, there were 5 buildable lots in this parcel, or this part of the parcel, going from long range to existing. So that was the 1,250 gallons per day. So that's moving from future to existing. That is Water Amendment 1. And then also, this is at the funeral home, right between Maple Grove and Charmel. This property is going from priority to existing. And just to note, no demand has been changed, because with talking with Michelle, that property has been like that for at least 10 years. So that number would have been accounted for in the triennial update when the town looked at their numbers. So we wanted to graphically show this, so when the state reviews it, they will see, hey, here's a mapping change, but also to let them know this won't affect demand numbers, because this was already taken into consideration during the triennial. And then just miscellaneous water amendments. So for instance, depicting the 8-inch existing line that connects the existing storage tank on the north side of town at Manchester Baptist Church to the 8-inch existing line, removing the future water storage tank on the map near Manchester Baptist Church. It looks like that tower was a leftover, and then when the new one was built, an existing symbol was put over there, but the old one was never taken away. Also depicting the 6-inch existing line along Oak Street that goes to another 6-inch perpendicular line, and then designating 2 priority wells as 2 existing wells, that south of Manchester Valley High School and north of Maple Grove Road. So right in that low bottom when you're coming up Route 30 and you see the bridge to the school, so right in there. So those are, and just a couple more, depicting the 1.5-inch existing line to connect the existing well to the existing pumping station south of Manchester Valley High School and north of Maple Grove Road, depicting the existing water line between the existing pumping station and the existing well located to the northwest of the Washington Way and Southwestern Avenue intersection, also depicting the connection of the existing pumping station located west of Susan Ann Drive to the existing well located east of Southwestern Avenue and Coleman Court with a 4-inch existing line, and removing that future storage tank, the emblem in the map legend, since that is now gone. Now for sewer. Sewer, this property here, you have Main Street, Walnut Street. This property, the property now is currently W1, but that is being removed to future S5. And due to the buildable land, since that was non-residential, that was a reduction of 307 gallons per day of other demand. Then also the next property, Westminster Street, I believe you have the dentist, the eye doctor, I think Pizza Garden is down here. This part of the property was outside the sewer service area, and the town wanted to make the entire thing come in. Well, looking at that, there were two buildable lots. One was in, one was out. So bringing one in with 250 gallons per day, so moving that from no planned service to existing sewer under residential demand. Next is an area property, New Street. So this is to the west of town, as you all know. And there's 9 single-family dwelling units. And those are the Maryland State Department of Assessments and Taxation numbers, that SSTAT number. And that's being moved from no plan service to long range. And since long range isn't in table 32, nothing will be happening with table 32 with those amendments, but just showing graphically this being moved. Then the next 2 properties, this is back along Maple Grove and Hanover Pike, just north of Charmel, and that is moving the 2 properties from priority S3 to existing S1. And just like at the same location for water, as the town mentioned, that these properties have been like this for over 10 years, so that water would have already been accounted for in the triennial update. So that didn't change any demand numbers. We're just showing the state, this is graphically changing, and this is why it's not, the demand numbers aren't changing. Next is moving the 1 single-family dwelling unit from existing to future. So this is Charmel, Southwestern. I think the ball fields are right here, the town park. So this is, once again, going from S1 to future and subtracting 250 gallons per day of residential demand from existing and priority. Next amendment is, this is Hanover Pike, Charmel, moving 1 single-family dwelling unit from future to existing and adding 250 gallons per day of residential demand. The next amendment is further up Charmel, almost to Southwestern, that area pretty much between Southwestern and Susan Ann on the southern part of Charmel, and that's moving 8 single-family dwellings from existing to priority and subtracting 2,000 gallons of demand. The following amendment, or part of the amendment, is moving 11 single-family dwelling units, and this is Valley View Court in the same general area where a lot of these amendments have taken place off Charmel. That's moving it from existing to future and subtracting 2,750 gallons per day of residential demand. The next area is still along Charmel, and this is moving 17 single-family detached dwelling units from future to priority and adding 4,250 gallons of residential demand to priority.
got a question for you.
Yes.
I thought the houses on Charmel were showing as having service.
They
Or
were. They were originally, let's see here, they were future and moving them priority because I think as the town
Oh,
wanted.
because we wanted to hook them up, they have to be in priority.
Right,
Okay,
and and Michelle, correct me if I'm wrong, the properties up here would be priority future, and then south would be priority.
Yeah, all right. You're right. Okay, keep going.
And then from the large amendments, last but not least, this is down on Susan Ann Drive, moving one single-family detached dwelling unit of 250 gallons from existing to priority. And then to close out with some of the smaller amendments, just graphical, depicting an existing line in two areas along Arizona Way. The map showed the lines split. Also depicting an existing line, the full length of Oak Street in that same area that the water, I brought this up just a couple minutes ago for the water. Also depicting the existing force mains near the existing wastewater treatment plants, so they align with what is currently there. On the map in the water and sewer master plan, those mains were not in the correct location. Speaking with Rodney, Delbert, and Michelle, got those lines to where the town believes they should be. Also removing the future pumping station near Valley View Court, removing the priority line at Valley View Court, and removing an existing line to the south of property. This property is, actually, let me go back here. This property is right here, so removing the line between Susan Ann Drive, just this little piece, and have the line go all the way to Hanover Pike. These are what your updated water and sewer maps will look like. I did not want to just give you these and say here you go, because these amendments are just so small, it would be impossible for you all to see. Also, with table 15 and 32, one of the things that I wanted to do was have all of this on a spreadsheet. So no matter what town, what system is redone, everything's on an Excel document. At the end of calculating everything in Excel, these were the final numbers I should say this is the triennial numbers, your triennial update. This is your Amendment 1 update, this amendment. So everything we just talked about affects these numbers and are now what is highlighted. Mm-hmm. The reason this is not highlighted is because it was only a change of 250 gallons per day, and when you're looking at things in million gallons per day, that was so small, it won't affect the number. But in the recommendation, in that final recommendation, you will see that 250 gallons per day. Also, speaking with the town, there was text changes, minor text changes to the water, your water text, and your sewer text, which is in the back of the staff report. And if you have any questions, please let me know about those. But it's the last couple pages, and I have those highlighted, so it's easy to see. So the staff recommendation. County planning staff recommends both the town of Manchester and the Carroll County Planning and Zoning Commission. So we are just, for today's purposes, recommending that you all, the Manchester Planning and Zoning Commission, certify the following requests are consistent with the 2018 Manchester Comprehensive Plan, and the requests are amending the existing water service area on map 14, which is the Manchester Water Service Area map as described above, adding 1,250 gallons per day to the demand calculations in table 15 as described above. Also amending the priority water sewer area on map 14, the Manchester Water Service Area as described above, adding 1,250 gallons per day to the demand calculations in table 15 as described above. amending the future water service area on map 14, adding 1,250 gallons per day to the demand calculations in table 15. And since, to make it a little bit shorter, I won't read verbatim since you have this in the staff report, but then just finishing up, amending the existing service area, the existing sewer service area on map 23, which is the Manchester sewer service area, as described above, removing, or above meaning in your staff report, at removing 5,000 gallons per day to the demand calculations in table 32. Also amending the priority sewer service area map on, priority sewer service area on map 23, adding 1,500 gallons per day to the demand calculations in table 32. Also, then amending the future sewer service area as well, amending the future sewer service area, adding 250 gallons per day to the demand calculations in table 32. And finally, making text changes to the water and sewer text as exhibited in attachment 1 to the staff report, which is in the back that I mentioned was highlighted. Mr. Chair, that is all I have. If you or any of the commission members have any questions, please let me know.
Thank you, Andrew. A very nice presentation. Any questions for Andrew from the board?
Thank you, Andrew.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
Nice job.
yeah.
Thank you.
Very well done. Michelle, I don't think we're going to try to, Andrew's presented everything, so we want to certify that. I don't think we need to read all that back into the record.
No, we just need a motion to certify that.
Yeah.
The fall amendment.
The amendment is consistent with the 2018 master plan.
Yep,
Yep.
the 2024 fall amendment. Yes.
Looking for a motion, recommendation from the board?
I'll make a motion, we certify the 2024 water and sewer amendment.
We have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. I see we have a few citizens out in the audience this evening. Anything you'd like to say tonight? Your issue's not on the docket tonight, so. Yeah. You're gonna save it for another time? That's fine. We appreciate the public's interest. Okay. Being that there's no other business, I'll take a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Make motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second? Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting's adjourned. Good night.
Good night.